So pigs and these things like that. Yeah, so in this case it wouldn't be mughallaz, it'd be mukhaffaf. But we'll come to that, yeah. Urine, animal excrement and blood. And saliva of certain animals. Okay? But these are the full rules, but I want you to focus on the human body. So urine.
Sorry to disturb you. Just an urgent announcement for a car to be moved. It's a grey Mercedes A220 GY19URV. GY19URV. If you can urgently move that, it's blocking some people. We need to go urgently.
Bismillah. Can I just ask Sufyan, Shaban and Saif and Javed for 2 minutes of your time, inshallah. Stay seated where you are. Just this is for the participants, inshallah. As yesterday and today, the teachers are going through Aqidah and
Fiqh.
And I'm just going to spend 2 minutes just to give you some context as to why they're going through this and how it fits with the entire program. Because one of the things that you're learning about at the moment is the hellfire. And as we talk about and as we go through the theme, we're going to go from the hellfire and then we're going to speak about the forgiveness of Allah. And the reason that we speak about the hellfire is because it helps refrain from sin, but also it's a manifestation of something of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Primarily, it's a manifestation of His displeasure and His adl, His justice. Now likewise, with everything in Islam, everything comes together when we speak about Allah Azza wa Jalla. And for those of you who are sitting in the Aqidah halaqas, it's really important to understand that not as an abstract subject, but relaying it back to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Because Aqidah tells you how to understand Allah, i.e. that He is all-powerful, that He is pre-eternal. All of these things help you understand Allah. And likewise, whoever is sitting in the fiqh circles, you're again understanding Allah through fiqh. So for example, I was just listening to Ustad Saif speak about purity. Allah is pure. So fiqh teaches you how you can reflect that quality. Allah is truthful. So fiqh tells you about the do's and the don'ts in Islam. Anything that you do, you're doing it because it reflects the quality of Allah. And anything that you are taught not to do or to cleanse yourself is because it opposes the quality of Allah Azza wa Jalla. I.e. Allah is clean. He's free of filth. So we look to reflect the qualities as much as we can. So inshallah, I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention so you can see that many people will teach you these as abstract things, but when you're learning Aqidah and Fiqh, you're learning more about Allah Azza wa Jalla and how we can ultimately reflect those qualities. Inshallah, I'll conclude on that. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.
So our blessed Ustad, like Ustad Majid, in a few minutes perfectly mentioned how fiqh and Aqidah relates to our life and our relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal. MashaAllah, Allah bless them further. So you have najasa hakiki, again, it is a visible impurity and is split into two categories, hakiki and hukmi. Okay, so hakiki, so we covered hakiki. What was hakiki again? What were the couple of things? Visible impurity, it was the likes of, okay, brother, urine, blood, yeah, semen, menstrual blood, anything. These are private parts of both man and women. What else was there? Alcohol, yeah, good. Vomit, good. What else was there? Huh? Okay, you can come here. Come here. You're listening the most out of everybody. Inshallah. How old are you? Okay, so you say here. Inshallah. So what was the answer?
Haram animals, urine.
Oh, haram animals. Specific. This is the type of haram animals. You're not just animals. Okay. And saliva of certain animals, like dogs and these things. So if this falls, so if mughallaz, najasa falls on the body over 3 grams in weight, but when it happens, you're not going to really get your weighing scale out. It's not weighing it. But this is miles of fiqh. So what you're going to do, if it's bigger than a 2p coin, We've all seen a 2p coin, like 2 pence. Danish brothers, we have in UK, you have a 2 pence coin. 5 krona. So a 5 krona coin, so it's about this big. So if it goes over 2p, then what you have to do is, remember this carefully, you have to wash your clothing. So if it falls on your body, you wash it 3 times. Yeah. So let's say you put your hand under the tap or your foot or leg, and then you wash it, let's say with soap, once, again, 3 times. Okay. Till you make sure it's clean. Okay. If it falls on your clothes, what you do, you wash and you rinse 3 times as well. So you wash, rinse, wash, rinse, wash, rinse.
Just the area or the whole?
Just that particular area. So as long as the area is covered, you can do it. As long as the impurity is basically gone. So that's mughallaz, yeah? Okay, good. The second type of visible impurity is mukhaffaf, which is light. So this refers to urine of halal animals, birds, I think certain types of birds, chickens and these things, beef and lamb and these things. The dropping of haram birds, so basically bird poo, and also the dropping of halal birds if it has an offensive smell. So don't be sniffing like whatever type of dropping, if it falls in your clothes. But in fiqh, they're just the scholars have made things precise. But for your understanding, any type of bird poo, just try washing it off. Yeah, that's it. So that if mukhaffaf, with mughallaz, with visible impurity, with heavy, if it's more than 2p coin. But with this, if it covers a quarter of your body or your clothes, a quarter, so that's a lot. Does that make sense? So a quarter of your clothing, so let's say about half of my jubba or quarter of it, so like a substantial amount. So if it falls, then again what you have to do is wash 3 times and rinse 3 times. So body clothes, it falls in your arm, you rinse 3 times, wash 3 times, falls in your clothing, wash. Does that make sense? Exactly, yeah. So najasa hakiki, visible impurity, mukhaffaf and mughallaz, and you wash and rinse 3 times. So I want yourselves this side to remember, or when you all to remember yourself, but I'm going to test yourselves more, yeah. It might be a trick question, I might test you in hukmi instead, yeah, but be careful.
You put the clothes inside the washing machine.
Yeah.
Does it count as 3 times?
Yeah. So as long as it's been fully washed and rinsed and you're happy with it, and it's gone through the cycles, alhamdulillah, that goes with it. So then the second type of impurity is hukmi, invisible impurity. Invisible. So the first type of hukmi, which is invisible.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sorry to break your flow. I'm going to request the teachers to change groups now. Everybody else will stay seated, and the teachers will change the group.
Inshallah. So we'll come to you soon, inshallah. We'll keep you in toes. But just stick with stick with mughallaz, yeah. Mughallaz, heavy, and these things, inshallah. ठीक है. Assalamu alaikum, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalamu alaikum. You came, mashallah, how yourselves? Inshallah. Bismillahi wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi. Inshallah, you okay? Inshallah. How old are you? 15, mashallah. Allah bless you. Increase your knowledge and ilm. Bismillahi wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sallam. So our beloved Ustad Majid, they covered very comprehensively what the purpose of fiqh and aqidah is. Alhamdulillah, we're satisfied. So now we're going to cover the first aspect, which is tahara, purity. The Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned, at-tuhuru shatr al-iman, cleanliness is half of faith. So impurity is split into 2 categories, hakiki and hukmi. Okay, shall I use Arabic terms or shall I not use them?
You can use them. Yeah.
Shall I use? Okay, we are one vote. No. I'll mention both, but focus on English. You don't worry about the. You got. Yeah, true. So then you have impurity, najasa. One second. So you have najasa, impurity. Okay, it's split into 2 categories: visible, hakiki, and invisible, hukmi. Okay, just focus on these 2 terms. Now, hakiki impurity, something which is Sorry?
Something which is visible.
Visible, yeah. Is split into two categories. Okay? Mughallaz, sorry, Brother Kadi, no speaking please, inshallah. Mughallaz, which is heavy, and mukhaffaf, which is light. Mughallaz, heavy, mukhaffaf, light. A mughallaz impurity, or mughallaz najasa, something which is heavy impurity. Yeah, this is something like, for example, the urine of an adult or child, human blood, pus, semen, these things, vomit, and anything which leaves the private parts of a man or a woman, basically. Any liquid, yeah, like semen, menstrual blood, different types of liquids, urine, these things, etc. That's the first type of mughallaz, yeah. Second is like vomiting. For example, vomit is a mughallaz. Third is the alcohol. So for example, alcohol or any type of intoxicant falls onto your body, that also counts as mughallaz. Both. So it refers to both. So what I'm saying, so if it falls onto your body and your clothes, there's a ruling for, I'm going to come to that. And then the urine of haram animals. Yeah, haram animals, for example, pigs and rodents and these things. And saliva of certain animals as well. For example, dogs and these things, or pigs and these things. Yeah. So this is mughallaz. So if this type of impurity falls onto your body or clothing, you have to wash it and rinse it immediately. And what's the size of it or the measurement of it? Yeah, so they say a 2p coin, bigger than 2p coin, or over 3 grams in weight. But you're not really going to measure the weight. You're not going to get your measuring scale out and start weighing it. So 2p coin. Yeah, so you just judge that if it's bigger than 2p coin, then it's incumbent upon you, compulsory upon you to purify yourself immediately. And how do you clean it? So if it falls on your body, you wash it 3 times. So let's say you put your hand on the top, you wash it once, clean it, second time. You know, basically making sure that you thoroughly cleansed it. And what?
How about the urine drops?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's bigger than 2p.
Yeah.
Then it's impurity.
Yeah.
So this is smaller than 2p, but it's alright.
So with this, it's interesting.
What if there's multiple but less than a 2p coin and they're all equipped with 2p coins? It's still one of the ruling that it's
some patients like they have
not impure.
blood problems, and obviously they might have impurity less than 2p.
Yeah. So I would say, firstly,
Double check it.
yeah, but with my teacher, Imam Qais, Saad Qais, they're the master of this. I'm just a student. We can get these answers checked, inshallah. Does that make sense? Because these specific questions they can answer. I'm just their student, if that makes sense. So I can impart what's here and what I know. These questions I refer you to they are my teachers, obviously. So you can ask these questions as well, inshallah, to them. Because I don't want to try and guess and give the wrong answer. Does that make sense? So this is one ruling. So if it falls on your body, you wash 3 times. And if it falls on your clothes, you wash and rinse 3 times. Essentially, you thoroughly cleanse. So that's the first type of, you could say, visible impurity. The second type is mukhaffaf. So first was heavy mughallaz. Second type was mukhaffaf, light. So this refers to the urine of halal animals, the dropping of haram birds, and the dropping of halal birds if it has an offensive smell. So this is just the semantics. But really, any type, so let's say any, obviously birds, they poo on these things and it falls in your car, you might be walking, you might get hit with a shot, or whatever, something might happen. So if this happens, this is light, okay? Depending which bird did it, we can't tell which is a halal bird or haram bird flying here. I don't know what pigeons are, if they're haram or halal. But anyway, if it falls on your clothing, it's light, and essentially, in this case, if it covers over a quarter of your body or clothing, then you have to wash and rinse it 3 times. Okay? G.
So if you can't distinguish, for instance, let's use the bird as an example.
Yeah.
You can't distinguish if it was a
Pigeon or a chicken.
yes. So yeah.
Whichever, yeah.
So then do you use the 2p rule?
Yeah, so this is the fiqh, but what our default should be as just general Muslims is that just if it falls, yeah. So this is giving an idea, but if you have the ability if any type of impurity falls on your clothing or your body, you should wash it at least 3 times to be safe. Does that make sense? But the reason why the scholars have basically categorized it is because there are certain masail of fiqh. Okay, this. But for your understanding, is you want to take the reality of it is that anything which is impure, Allah hates. So you should wash and rinse yourself of it immediately and cleanse it. Because we are people of cleanliness, not people of... So that's the asal. This is going into the details of mughallaz, mukhaffaf, etc. But you want to focus on the elements of, let's say, urine, blood, semen, heavy, wash immediately. These other droppings and these things, that's also light and you should also address immediately. And don't do my khalaf here. Have you got it?
They believe in all sorts of bizarre things anyway. There are people out there who believe there's a God of the... so this is for the online participants. So there are people out there who believe you can have a God of the wind, God of the sea, God of the storm, God of thunder. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about now, which Marvel character. Beliefs. So we say Allah Ta'ala is one. Allahu Samad. What do you say Samad means? Because that's one of the 99 known names. Independent. I mean, Allah Ta'ala doesn't need anyone. He doesn't need anything. He's independent of everything and everyone. Where we're the opposite, because we're creation. Allahu Samad. We said Allah Ta'ala, He was not... begotten is a very archaic word. It's an old word we don't use anymore. Allah Ta'ala He just has no children. Nor was He born. He was always there from day one. And we said when you go through the journey of man, which some of you probably know already, the stars will go into more detail. I mean, Allah Ta'ala will never die. He's beyond time and space. Allah Ta'ala is beyond numbers. We said the 99 no names, they are called no names because Allah Ta'ala can't be confined to 99. He's beyond numbers. Now, we know numbers are infinite, don't we? They never end. Allah Ta'ala is beyond infinity. So you know when people or atheists say they can't stand God, well, you can't blame them one way because you ask an atheist, can you explain infinity? You can't really explain infinity because it doesn't, it's beyond the human comprehension. So if a person can't understand infinity, how can you possibly understand Allah Ta'ala? If you can't visualize infinity, infinite numbers, how can you visualize God? It's impossible. Now we're taught anything a person thinks is God is not God straight away. It's impossible. We're designed that way. In the Akhirah, in Jannah, that's a different situation, but in this life it's impossible to visualize God. All you have to do is understand God in His oneness, His attributes, His actions, His sifat and these things. So it's a question of acceptance really. So there's nothing like Him, meaning the prophets and messengers, they have their maqam, they have their status, they only have their status. But Allah Ta'ala, He's one in His everything. There's nothing like Him. Now let's say for example the Christians. Has anyone here studied Christianity or Catholicism to any level? You have? Okay. No. Have you studied the works of St. Thomas Aquinas? If you haven't, don't worry. It's quite okay.
Maybe without knowing his name.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'm saying is, let's say for example, even Christians, to be fair, the original Christians were obviously we know they were Muslims. They believe in Tawheed. After a few centuries, their disciples started to go astray and alter the text. And we mentioned this yesterday. The text has been altered, and now look at it. Obviously, fast forward 2,000 years or so. They've elevated the status of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam or Jesus to the Son of God. Now we don't believe this. Alhamdulillah, our deen has been protected. Meaning, throughout history of Islam, no sect, and there are many deviant sects, historically and even now, there are many sects, there is no sect has ever elevated the status of the Prophet ﷺ to the Son of God. Alhamdulillah, it's never happened. He's been protected. There are sects, and there have been in the past, who elevated the status of Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu to a prophet-like level. Now we don't believe this obviously, but look at the beauty of Islam. The Prophet ﷺ has been protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that this has never happened to our deen. So that's basically Surah Ikhlas in a very, very short summary. Now there are 7 articles of faith, and these 7, what we'll do is, the next 7 days we'll go into one in detail, each of the 7. On the last day, or the 8th day, because obviously this is day 2, I wanted to summarize certain things should be eradicated or taken out of the heart of a Muslim. Because even if one of these things is in the heart, it can contaminate your beliefs, your aqidah, your creed, and could take potentially a person out of the fold of Islam. And yesterday I used a couple of examples, so you can recall the examples I used. And I said there's a person in this very hall years ago, he said something to me. Christmas, what else? Easter. So we touched upon it because I thought it's relevant. It's Easter weekend, you know. And we said these are not our beliefs. We don't support these beliefs. We don't celebrate them. Because I'll give you a very common argument in this day and age. So is anyone else cold or is it just me?
Yeah, it's cold.
Okay. Is that window open? Is the AC's off? I'm freezing. Rub it in, why don't you? Oh no, what are you saying? Oh no, sorry, I thought you said rubbing it in. I've got a jacket and a massive warm here. Okay, so I'm freezing cold over here anyway. Yeah, so a very common argument is nowadays for Muslims, especially in this country, probably same in Denmark because it's a Western country. We don't celebrate Christmas, but you know we respect other people to celebrate their religion. True, we respect their belief, but we don't support them. We don't go out and actively give them cards. And because if you think about what's really being said, if you give someone a Christmas card, now maybe people done it unintentionally and they didn't know. Don't worry about the past. Just do it, but never do it again. What you're saying is, I'm happy you're celebrating it, so here's a card. Or if you say Merry Christmas, what's Merry Christmas? Merry means happily go and celebrate Christmas. So you're actually showing support, and this is actually a very, very dangerous thing, a very bad thing, because you're supporting a disbelief. You're supporting an incorrect belief. And really what you're doing, you're actually encouraging them to go out and celebrate Christmas or Easter and saying Merry Christmas or Happy Easter. You're saying go and practice more kufr. But really the job of Muslims should be to guide the people to the correct belief. How you do it is obviously it's up to you. You know your neighbours. I mean, I've got non-Muslim neighbours, but you know that's a different question. But the point is, don't go out and encourage people to be more bigger disbelievers. Now, who can tell me the difference, perhaps, between a non-Muslim and a disbeliever? Now, think before you speak. A non-Muslim and a disbeliever. Sorry, what's your name, brother? So, did you shut the window? Yeah. Oh, Jazakallah. Thank you. I can breathe now. Go on. Sorry, say that again.
The word of Allah has reached them. So someone has tried to help them in a way, but they refuse to believe it.
Okay, and how about non-Muslim?
Non-Muslims just, you can be non-Muslim and never have seen the Quran, never seen anything from Allah.
Okay, so what's your name, brother? Adam. So what Brother Adam's saying, quite rightly so, he's saying a non-Muslim is someone who's not a Muslim, which is obviously quite, as the name suggests, but is somebody who has perhaps not come across Orthodox Islam, or not been exposed to the Quran, or a real Muslim, for example. It doesn't mean they disbelieve, they just haven't been exposed to the true teaching just yet. A disbeliever is somebody who's aware of the right belief, who knows what's right and wrong, but they choose to constantly disbelieve. And then a much worse situation. Obviously, the non-Muslims, I don't want to go into because there's a big ikhtilaf issue, and we're going back to say that Imam Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi, and they have very, very good arguments about their future in the Akhirah. But I don't want to go down that road because that's very in-depth and intricate. But if somebody disbelieves, now yesterday one of the ustads mentioned, what's the worst category of humans? Hey? Hypocrite. What's your name, sorry? Hamza. So Hamza said hypocrite. Now, who can tell me in very simple terms what's a hypocrite?
Someone who does something for the sake of people. Someone who lies.
But is every lie a hypocrite though? I can see where you're going, but is every lie a hypocrite? A person can lie to save themselves or whatever. Does that make him a hypocrite though?
Someone who lies often and breaks promises.
That's a sign of a hypocrite. We're getting there. Can someone add on to what he just said? They don't practice what they preach. What are you going to say? Yeah.
Somebody who knows what's right but doesn't do it.
Okay, yeah. Basically, yeah, that's someone who doesn't practice what they preach and what the brother said here. So, meaning the hypocrite is actually far more dangerous, and they're going to be in the lowest pits of hell. Now think about it. This is somebody who believed in Allah, believed in the Prophet ﷺ, but they were hypocrites. Even the non-Muslims are higher than the hypocrite. The hypocrite can outwardly have a beard, Imam Sharif, Jubba. Outwardly, yeah, that's true, we believe this. But what we're saying is, these people, because of their hypocrisy, they're lower than the disbeliever, they're lower than the non-Muslim, they're the lowest of the lowest. Say that again, sorry? Okay, good question. So the brother's asking, Abu Bakr, isn't it? We're getting there, sorry. I'm trying to memorize names, so please forgive me if I forget your name. What Abu Bakr is saying is about people who practice black magic. Now I'm going to specify and make it easy for you. We're talking about Muslims, yeah, aren't we? Muslims who practice black magic. What's they automatically? And? Hypocrites, they're hypocrites. Because what we're saying is, how long have I got? Sorry. For those who were not yesterday, I'm constantly time watching because I don't want to run over. So what we're saying is now, there's a whole other lecture. It would take me hours to go over black magic. But what we're saying is magic, black magic, white magic, call it what you want. Purple magic, yellow magic, it's all haram. Okay? Magic was, you've asked, I don't open up a can of worms there, you see. All you need to know is completely haram, eh? Park it, yeah, I think I have to. All we're going to say is magic's haram, no matter how they disguise it. Now, if a person knows it's haram and still delves into it, this is hypocrisy. This is kufr, because you're going down sometimes forbidden, very black and white, very explicitly. Yeah. So automatically they're in that category, aren't they? So yeah, and they have their own punishment as well in the Al-Quran.
The brothers asked regarding Christmas. Let's say you are in a workplace and you have non-Muslim. They're wishing you happy holidays, happy Christmas. How is the best way to respond? What is the best wisdom one can do?
No, good question. I mean, I'm in the same situation. So I've got colleagues, like the brother said, where your colleagues are non-Muslim and they celebrate Christmas. That's their freedom of choice. Allah gave them that. They can do as they wish. So there's a certain boundary a person can put in place. Now, for myself, unless somebody says to me, Merry Christmas, and to be fair, now they know I don't practice it, but let's say they did, which they have in the past. Now, how you respond, you just have to be a bit clever how you do respond, because what I say now is, with the correct intention that I'm not happy they're practicing kufr, because I don't want them to harm themselves, and they are harming themselves. I know they're going to go and get harmed, harm themselves, do whatever they want. So what I say is, just to make them feel happy, I say happy holidays, meaning I know we're going to have some time off work. I'm happy about it. I want you to be happy about it as well. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, I mean, again, you have to have the right intention. If you're saying with the intention of, have a good time at Christmas, then that's different. So just be clever about it. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. This is what I do. Some people can say, friend, please accept my apologies. I don't celebrate Christmas, but, does that make sense? Just be a bit, politically correct with these things. And some people have different sensitivity issues. Go on.
I do good because obviously, like all my family celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, of course.
And if they said Merry Christmas, I just say thank you, have a good day.
There you go. Yeah, no, very good. Yeah. At the end of the day, a bit of sense. If it's a colleague or a family member, at the end of the day, they're a colleague and a family member. You don't want to upset them either, but you can get them. Does that make sense? Yeah, this is what comes out of a bit of hikmah and a thought. How long have I got? I was going to tell you another one actually. For example, there's I was at work. You reminded me of this work thing, and we have because I work in a school. Yeah, go on.
It's in relation to that.
Yeah.
Does intention not have anything to say here?
Everything.
So my intention is, for example, or someone's intention might not be that he's supporting kufr. Even the person who says celebrating Christmas does not even support like whatever. Maybe he's a disbeliever. Believe in Jesus. So even his intention or the one wishing it is not that he wants to support anything. It's just like a normal way of
passing comment. Yeah.
Showing happiness or just
No, good question.
Does that not have anything to say?
It's everything to do with it. Meaning, you don't know the other person's intention unless they maybe tell you straight away. That's different. But even then, play safe. Let's say, for example, there are people celebrate Christmas. Okay, we'll talk about it. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, let's say there are people who I know, they celebrate Christmas, they don't go to church. They celebrate Christmas because it's fun. It's a time with family and friends. Maybe they have children who have, Santa Claus. Santa Claus. I don't know what you call it in Danish. Okay, who's Santa Claus? Santa Claus was Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas was a Christian saint. So one way, this is how Shaitan works, very, very deceptively. One way, shape or form, it will always lead to kufr, always. Now, whether even atheists celebrate Christmas and all this because they get drunk and whatever, anyway. Meaning, every single way you look at it, they are harming themselves. But that's their business, not your business. If you say happy holidays or have a nice day, with the intention, I'm not encouraging Christmas, I'm not encouraging kufr, I'm not happy what they're doing, but I would wish them the best. Because we should wish the best for our Christians, our Jewish neighbours and colleagues. Does that answer your question?
Not really. I was asking if I say, for example, Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
without having the intention that I support any acts of kufr. Maybe the person himself is not even supporting this. So does it still make it bad, like a bad deed?
Yeah, so what does Merry Christmas mean then? Because you have the inner and the outer.
Your intention is just there's like an occasion, you just want to wish them a good day. I know you can say it in a better way.
Yeah.
But just sometimes you forget, or sometimes like the situation, and even if you are to say it, but your intention is not that you're supporting like anything to do with Christianity. It's just like a day, you're just wishing them a good day. That's what your intention is.
Yeah.
Dr. Aris, could you speak a bit louder and ask the video at the back to come closer?
Actually, can everyone from the back come a bit closer, please? Because we have got more people here today. So come a bit before we've got space here. So yeah, in the past, if you forget, that's different. If you forget, by the way, it's a rule of thumb. It's not a fake lesson, but it's a rule of thumb. If you forget to do something, or something's drawn out of forgetfulness, you're automatically pardoned, by the way. So if you forget, that's different. Now, if you now know the meaning of Merry Christmas, because it's an English word, merry means different things to different people. Merry Christmas means different things to different people. So what we say is play safe. You don't know the other person's background, you don't know their intentions in the future. So I play safe and I don't say it at all. I say happy holidays, because we have holidays coming up, but the Fabio says have a nice day. So if you say Merry Christmas, it's dangerous ground. Does that make sense?
I've got like a bit of a follow-on question.
Go on then.
Because obviously as like a Muslim, you're allowed to marry like Muslim.
Yeah, okay.
Like a Christian, imagine your wife's Christian.
Huh.
What would you do in that situation?
Oh God, I'll look back. Right, okay. Do you want to eat on time? Okay, am I joking? Yeah, so, okay. I'm going to give you a very short answer because we don't have time. I've got a friend who's a Muslim. Father's a Muslim, mum's a Christian, Catholic. You're allowed to marry, as long as they're in the people of the book, you're allowed to marry. And in the day, you have to understand it depends how deep you want to go. And I don't want to go into much depth, but yeah, if they celebrate Christmas, that's their religion, they're allowed.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, like, if that's your partner, if that's your family,
yeah.
kids are growing up in that culture, could you then say to them, like,
have a nice day?
Yeah,
to the family member who's a Christian or the children who are Muslim? Who are you talking about?
To your wife if she's a Christian.
Oh, I don't know. That's beyond me. That's what.
Christian if she's celebrating Christmas.
Say that again.
She wouldn't be an Orthodox Christian if she's celebrating Christmas.
Good point. Say that again. He's got a good point as well.
She wouldn't be an Orthodox Christian if she's celebrating Christmas. So you can only marry Orthodox Christians and Jews.
Is that okay?
They shouldn't believe in the sun.
Yeah. Like Greek Orthodox, for example. Yeah. Okay, right. I'm going to move on because it's 7:30 and we need to finish off. Right, so what we'll do is we'll briefly go over the 7 articles of faith every Muslim should memorize, understand and believe in. On the last day, we'll go over the miscellaneous categories. So there were 7 articles of faith. Now, before I was reading this book, and it's a very good book, by the way. The order in this book is not the order I'm going to go through. I'm going to make it easy for everyone to memorize. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to ask 7 different people for the 7 articles of faith. So we'll do it in a timeline order. It's easy to memorize. I'll give you the order, and we're going to just quickly paraphrase memorize it quickly today. So the first thing to understand is, and the clue's actually behind the brother. I'm going to use this to help you visualize it. Hands up who's not seen this diagram before, the journey of man. Hands up, please. 1, 2 people, 3. Okay. So we're going to go from left to right, and this is easy now. The first thing every Muslim should believe in is Allah. Now, it sounds like a no-brainer. Do you want to come forward, brother? Do you want to come forward? Zafar, how long left? Zafar, how long left?
Bismillah, just going to finish now because brothers need time to prepare downstairs.
I'll tell you in a second.
So if you can just wrap up, and inshallah these sessions will continue, and make your way upstairs for iftari, please.
Okay, to memorize these 7 words quickly. I know you're hungry, I'm hungry as well, don't worry. Right, believe in Allah, His angels, His books. So Allah, angels and messengers. Qadr of Allah. Qadr, or let's say English, divine decree. So Allah, angels, books, messengers, divine decree. This is the order. Allah came first. He made the angels. He sent down the books for the angels. He sent down messengers. The divine decree we will see in this life as well. What's going to come next when we die? Day of judgment, Yawm al-Akhirah, Yawm al-Qiyamah. Day of judgment, what's after day of judgment? Life after death. So do it in order of time. Allah came first. He made the angels. He sent down the books with the angels. He sent down
Can I have
messengers.
a vehicle route, please?
We're gonna
It's
see.
a white Volkswagen. I think it's an electric one. L3TEF. L3TEF. Can we have that urgently moved, please? Jazakallah.
Okay, we'll stop there, everyone. Please make way upstairs. We're coming to Marshall.
I have a question.
Go on.
Which has been on my mind since yesterday.
Go on.
You mentioned